How do I follow that? Yeah, I've definitely got my job cut out following on from such talented, passionate performers, but I will try my best. Before I share a little bit of my brother's story, I would like to personally thank each and every one of you in the audience, the wonderful musicians, and the fabulous singers, actors, especially up there as well. Can we get a round of applause, please? So, Lewis, made man himself, was my younger brother, but also my best friend. We were thick as thieves, but would often get into lots of trouble, again, much of it my parents don't know about. We would often do what typical teenage boys do, play video games and chat about everything under the sun, including girls. Conversation with him would be an adventure in itself. He would often go from one tangent to another with his infamous catchphrase, "Did you know?" Followed by the most obscure fact that was in his head at that moment, often not related to the conversation at all. Lewis was happy to talk to anybody. We could often say that he'd have a conversation with a brick wall and get a response. However, there was a particular glint in his eye when the topic moved to his true passion. That's all things performing arts. A passion that Mr. Boris Johnson found out firsthand when he was politely but sternly told that he needs to do more to support the arts during COVID. Not holding back and respectfully sharing his frustration towards the suffering that he saw his people were feeling not being allowed to perform. Mr. Johnson took this very well, and we left number 10 on our own accord instead of being escorted out by security, thankfully. However, that wasn't Lewis's biggest challenge. His biggest challenge was to convince me to go and see a show with him. After a prolonged period of convincing, I was torn down to a point where I finally agreed to go with him. And before I knew it, I was travelling up from Southampton to meet him to see a little show called Wicked. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. At half-time, intermission, he asked what I thought, and after complaining about the price of beer and popcorn, I said, I'm loving it. I was loving watching the show, but I was most loving watching him watching the show. He was so excited to share his passion with his slightly older and slightly less cultured brother. I have to say, from that day, I truly understand the passion that he had. I could see that glimmer in his eye, the same glimmer. He just longed to be on that stage, any stage. So why am I telling you all this? Well, it's just a snippet of how passionate he was for the arts, and his passion was strong and unwavering. Lewis had found a second family, and I get that now. He understands how lucky he was to have the emotional, financial support to be able to pursue his dreams. But he was also hyper-aware that others might not have been so lucky. And so, the Lewis Sewell Memorial Trust was formed from his hospital bed, and Lewis wanted his legacy to ensure that the next generation of his extended creative family was inclusive and to break down any barriers that he possibly could. Lewis wanted the trust to help people and even wrote the criteria himself. One of them, and his most infamous line, is he doesn't want them to be cocky. I mean, we tried to change that a number of times, as in passionate. Yeah? No, it has to be not cocky. He genuinely wanted to help others, and he could see that there was good people who had the same passion for arts as him, many who are here tonight. Thanks to this trust, a number of the awardees are here with us tonight, both in the show, the audience, and helping backstage. People have suggested this trust is prolonging our grief of Lewis. And I can speak for myself, my parents, my family, and many of those who loved and cared for him, that just being here tonight is healing us. One final thing from me before I go. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being us, for allowing us to be able to bring Lewis back to his rightful home where he belongs, on the stage. Thank you.